Rise and shine, bud. A great day's ahead, just waiting for you to become the neighborhood's terror of a paperboy. But it's a whole new job with double the fun and twice the excitement. Not sure that's saying a lot. 2 lots of not very much still isn't very much. The home console-only sequel to the arcade original is painfully similar to what was not a particularly successful Game Boy port. This time, rather than heading to the top right of the screen, you're heading into the top left as well. There are houses on both sides of the street. Not that this really makes any difference. Paperboy is still a bloody awful experience. No difference, and yet it's still the biggest change between the first and second game. There are a couple of interesting little bonus things that you can do. If you accidentally break a window with a newspaper, the headline the next day would read, "Mysterious Vandalism Baffles Police," with a picture of an angry policeman staring at broken windows. You can also foil a gas station robbery. Hitting a runaway baby carriage with a newspaper gives you the headline, "Paperboy Saves Breakaway Baby." Cute little additions that serve as nothing but window dressing, sadly. If there were level goals or something that insisted you do these things, there might have been more incentive to actually find them. Speaking of additions, you can now play as a paper girl, although this has absolutely no bearing on the game apart from a slightly different sprite. At the start of each level, you're still shown who is a subscriber to the newspaper and who isn't. Comment, like, subscribe, by the way. Although I have no notion of how you're supposed to remember this, as the screen doesn't stay up for long enough, and how you're supposed to count houses with all the nonsense going on in-game is beyond me. The biggest problem with the Paperboy Game Boy port was that it was far too zoomed in, and you couldn't really see what was going on or what was ahead of you. That has not been remedied at all. It's still far too close. And if you're dedicating that much screen space to the sprites, you could at least make them look decent. Despite the attempts to add little extras in the game, it's still far too repetitive, and by 1992 this was already so outdated compared to what other games were around at the time. If you enjoyed Paperboy 1, then fine, this is another version of that, I guess. Otherwise, I can't really figure out who this is for. It's not like Tengen had an arcade game to be faithful to here. They should have done away with the horrible isometrics and made something more suited to the console. At least if you're going to release a sequel, try and fix what was wrong with the original rather than just flipping it round and hoping that helps. Suffice to say, it does not.